What's up guys, it's your boy Ru and we are back for another Kuro no Kiseki breakdown, and the new character we're going to look at this time is Quatre Salision. I do believe that's how his name is pronounced. So now let's go ahead and break down this scan. So first up, the character himself. So we got Quatre Salision. So he's actually a boy and he identifies himself as a boy, but he has women-like features and he finds it very annoying that people assume that he's female, right? Like they make feminine remarks about him and he finds that frustrating. So that's a little interesting dynamic there. And then of course, like, let's not ignore the obvious fact that he has a robotic canine right next to him. And there's actually a lot going on with him, with this dog right here. So we'll get into that in this video as well and later on. So first of all, with his character, he has a little, I'm not sure if hearing aid or what this is, but it's some sort of piece of technology if you zoom in right here. So obviously get a nice little close up of the dog. Super dope design, by the way. I absolutely love this dog's design. For me personally, I'm actually most interested in this canine and what his implications could possibly mean. But this guy right here, so he's a 15-year-old and he's a researcher. So kind of a similar situation as Tio. And then he also has this little earpiece. So I'm not sure like what exactly this piece right here that he has is supposed to do, what it's function on, whether it's an amplifier or whether it's an actual like a Bluetooth device and he's getting like he's talking to somebody, or maybe it's just a way for him to connect with the dog, for example. So he's actually currently going to a university in order to get a degree in science, and what he specializes in is the development and research of technical drones. I repeat, he is engaged with the research and development of technical drones based on the Zifa system. And if you don't know, the Zifa is basically the battle ornament. So he's worked with technology that was used in the battle ornament, and he's looking into drones. So right here we got Quatre, and that in his hand is a gun. So he does use a gun. So he has his own weapon, and that kind of design of his I'm just going to coin as an orbital gun. It kind of reminds me of Toa's. And then right next to him, that's the drone. So he has a drone that he uses. And remember, he develops and researches in drone technology using Zifa system. So the fact that he has a drone next to him, is that going to be part of the combat, right? Like when we engage in battle, is he going to be able to use the drone along with his orbital gun? And if we are able to use that drone, what does that entail? Because the drone and the Zifa battle ornament both use Zifa systems of technology. So is it going to be an automatic sort of thing where the drone is just going to be active throughout the fights? Or are we going to have some sort of control? And then of course, we cannot forget this right here, the robotic dog. So this is a situation where he's got the drone, he's got his orbital gun, and he has a robotic dog, which, by the way, this dog has AI. So this dog has AI built into him. So is this going to be a more advanced sort of weaponry compared to like the combat shells that Millium and Altina used in Cold Steel? Do we have crafts that control the droid and the robot separately? Are we going to have crafts where they can control both of them together? Maybe like the droid goes surveillance, weakens the enemy, and then the robot dog goes in for the attack using his AI intelligence. That could be a thing right there. Or when we're in action real combat and we're controlling Quatre himself, how is that going to interact with the robotic dog and the drone? Even the Zifa battle ornament, like will there be quartzes that relate to these two? Because they use the same Zifa system. So that's something interesting to point out. Then last but not least for this part of the scan, right here, look who we have over here. Look who we got over here. We have Quatre Salision, right? The character of focus of this video. And then over here, we've got Von Arkride, aka the Spriggan, aka Undercover Worker. And then we've got Reset Twinnings, which, by the way, if you don't know who she is, I did break her scan down and her character and everything that relative to her in a separate video, and I'll leave the link to that video in the description down below. So feel free to go check that out if you don't know who she is. But she's also the new character that was shown, and Reset has connections to MTSC, and she also tests MTSC products at the PMC, which is a private military company. So we've got this dynamic going on her with this character that's dressed like a maid but isn't a maid, testing technology from the MTSC. We've got a Spriggan, and now we've got this 15-year-old and has connections because he is an assistant in a laboratory and he has connections via the drone, and especially this guy right here, the AI robotic dog, to Vern, As you can see right here, it is confirmed that the Vern Industrial Company is going to be in Kuro no Kiseki. We can even see the laboratory sort of building itself right here. So it's going to be in Kuro no Kiseki, and the game is going to provide the full backstory to the Vern Company. And this is very important because they play a massive central role to the advancement of high-end technology in Zumeria, so directly influencing Orbital Revolution. And if you've played Hajimari, you know exactly how important Orbital Revolution is in both negative aspects as well as positive aspects for humanity and the Zumeria continent as a whole, as well as that ominous saying that Professor Epstein provided in what was mentioned in Hajimari. So right here we have got the CEO of the Vern Industrial Company, the role model to Quatre, the person that took him in, Dr. Latoya Hamilton. So if you're not familiar with the name, Dr. Latoya Hamilton is one of the 3 disciples of Professor Epstein. So that's important that we're finally going to get information as to the Vern Company, their full backstory, as well as she's going to be in the game one way or another. She's going to be a character. She's going to have a little story arc within Calvert. So I'm really interested in seeing what's her deal. What are her views on technology and Orbital Revolution? All right, so last but not least, we got some environmental screenshots. So this right here is an industrial city called the city of Basel. So this is an industrial city right here, which we can kind of see, right? We can kind of see technological buildings. So this is probably going to be like a heavy industrial feel city, completely different from the city the screenshots we saw for Reset Twinnings clan with the Eastern Quarter. So possibly also will be the location of the Vern Company, perhaps. And then we got this like this tram railway thing going on over here, possibly linking different areas, different cities and regions within Calvert. So I find that very interesting. We got this like I'm just going to call this a UFO because it's not too clear as what that is. So we got that going on. We got this whole building going on. So this is some environmental screenshots of the city of Basel, right? Again, an industrial city. We got this right here. So what I'm thinking is, if you go to this next shot, so right here, we've got this little tram, subway kind of thing going on right here. So I believe that's how we travel between different areas. So for example, if you're in the Eastern Quarter and you want to go over here. So we go on here, and then this is probably like the gates for once you hop off said tram. You go through these, maybe you need some sort of identification, then you enter this city. So that's just a general area right here. So the main takeaways for this guy from the information that's on his scan, first of all, is that he is a researcher that as an assistant for Dr. Latoya Hamilton. So that's very interesting because we got to remember, keep in mind that she's one of the 3 disciples from Professor Epstein. So the fact that he's working under her and he was taken in by her is very interesting to me. And of course, the robotic dog, the robotic canine, which is made by the Vern Company, and the fact he has AI built into it. So how the drone and the dog are going to interact with his orbital gun on the battle systems is very interesting. Something to keep something to look forward to. We potentially get some gameplay for him in the near future, which I will cover, by the way. Said person has connections with Vern Company. We got Von Arkwright Solution Spriggan. And then we've got her, Reset Twinnings, which again, if you don't know who she is, my character breakdown video is in the link down below. Definitely go check that out. But she has connections to MTSC and she tests military weapons. So we've got a person that tests military weapons and technology. We got a person that creates drone technology and has connections to the Vern Company. And then we have a Spriggan. So this trio right here, just completely ignoring Agnes to set her to the side. This trio right here, I find their dynamic to be very interesting, and I really look forward to seeing their story. And let me know if you don't like him. Is it because he's basically just feels like a copy and paste Tio in some certain aspects? And if you do like him, what are you most looking forward to? Even if it's not him himself and it's just the things around him, like the dog, for example. Once again, I will leave the link to Reset Twinnings scan down below, the breakdown for her, as well as the breakdown for the Zypha battle ornament. But anyways, that's it for this one. That's the new character, the 2 new characters we got in this screen. We still have 2 more to go from that panel that they showed during their live stream during the 40th anniversary celebration. So hopefully, if that doesn't come out this week, I am anticipating it to come out probably, if not by the end of this month, for sure in July. June, July, for sure. Because I'm still thinking September release. I'm still thinking they should be shooting for September release, so we'll see. But anyways, y'all, that's it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.